All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to another edition of Deconversion Stories, and today I'm talking with Jay from EtC, also known as shit. Why did my mind just go blank? And the Conspiracy. Thank you very much.
There you go.
And there are links to his great YouTube channel down below, and you can follow him on Twitter if you're a stalker type like I am. So, anyways, well, Jay, you know what I do here? I talk to people about how and why they left religion, and you know, and the journeys they went on, the effects it's had on their lives, that kind of thing. So, why don't you kind of take us back to, you know, when you were kind of a believer of whatever stripe of believer you were, and what kind of led you out of that, like the first hint of nonsense you figured, and to becoming the fabulous atheist activist that you are today.
Well, mine's a little different than your normal guess. I wasn't a believer to start with, but then I had a crisis of faith moment almost, where I felt that there's possibly something out there that I'm not catching, I'm not seeing, and so I was wondering, you know, am I missing something? Is there something that I should be believing in? So I started digging into different things. I looked into the North Pantheon, the Greek pantheons. I looked into Christianity for a while, and nothing really stuck with me. And a lot of it to me was like, okay, that's Raven. That's my wife, by the way.
Oh, well, hello, Raven.
But
great end of interview.
Yeah.
Let's get into the after party.
Yeah. But I said I was looking through some stuff. I actually thought about Christianity for a little while, and then I actually got down and started actually reading the Bible itself. Yeah. And I couldn't get through Genesis chapter 1. So I'm like, no. But I did. And this is a little different than most of your guests. I do follow a religion. I am a Buddhist, but I'm a secular Buddhist, which means I follow the teachings of Buddha, but not the supernatural part of it. You know, I don't believe in the heavens, the hells, the demons, the afterlife, reincarnation, stuff like that.
The chi and all that
nonsense. For me, it's more of a how to live your life type of deal. So I am a Buddhist, but I'm not a Buddhist at the same time. You know, it's just stuff like that. I mean, for me, I just can't seem to get. I don't understand why people fall into the trap of religion. You know, I don't. For me, I don't understand it, because there's so much, especially in the Abrahamic religions, where there's so much contradictions left and right.
Why do you think people do?
I think, like I said, for me, it was a looking for meaning, and I think that they may have found some meaning in certain things, and then just went, well, okay, if this is meaningful for me here, why can't the rest of it be? You know, that's kind of my thought on the whole aspect. I don't know why exactly. You know, some people, like, see, in my family, I have pagan, Wiccan, spiritualist, Buddhist, Christian, atheist. So my family is a big, diverse group of different religions or lack of religions. So it's just a matter of, for me, it's what people find fits well with their life. Sure. One of the great guys I've met recently, his name is Ross Burns from the Burns Eye View. I don't know if you know who he is. I know Dallas did, because
I've heard that.
Yeah, Dallas and Ross did a conversation on my channel like 2 weeks ago. Ross is a really nice guy, really well versed, but he is a Christian apologist. I don't have an issue with that, because he's not one of those that is trying to push his religion on people. He's just trying to explain why he believes what he believes, and things like that. Those are the type of Christians I don't have an issue with. It's the Ken Hams, the William Lane Craigs, you know, the Ken Hovens. Those are the ones that will be like, it's this way and it's only this way. And no. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of different things. It's because, I mean, I know Ocean's polytheist.
Yes, he is.
And, so there's that aspect. There's still people out there that believe in the Norse gods. There's still people that believe in the Roman gods. Even though a lot of things will, contrary to what they know as facts, but at the same time they still believe in it. So I don't fault them for believing those. It's just, if you're going to push it onto people and say that yours is the only true one, or yours is the only one that can be true, that's the issues I have with him.
For sure. So. Wow, you hear that like the problem is, there's so many different denominations, and each of them are, they're all saying, denominations of any type of belief system, really, and they all think that they have found the correct path to whatever, to heaven, enlightenment, whatever, and all the other ones are bullshit, which in and of itself, in my opinion, just demonstrates that they're all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't have an issue with that if that's what you want to believe, because some people need to have that in their life. I mean, there's something in them that needs to have that meaning, and if that's where they find the meaning, that's fine.
Sure. I mean, my friend Drew, also known as Genetically Modified Skeptic, released a video today, which is not the first one he's done, where atheists stop saying blah, blah, blah. And one of them was that, we're born atheists, which sure, but not really, because I think, and they have actually demonstrated this now, that we are actually genetically not coded, but we have a propensity to believe in certain things like that. Like we're just genetically in that. We have that. And they've seen that all throughout the archaeological history, that there's some sort of weird ass belief in some form of a deity or a ritual or whatever. We have that ritualistic tendency in us as human beings. I'm also agreeing with some of the other discoveries that, that these are slowly kind of leaching out of our genetics as we progress as a species, because we are we are evolving constantly. So, but we still have that, I guess, built-in want to have these kinds of beliefs, because when there are no explanations for these odd things we find out in the universe, we tend to go, well, then there must be some sort of supernatural force that's in charge of this or whatever, right? And that can span over any of the belief systems that we have, but we've had them all throughout our history, and it's a tough one to break through. That's for sure. Hang on a second here. I believe in a God, so who am I to deny the existence of other deities? Well, you can't, but well, actually, I can deny the existence of any gods, period, because I've never seen any worthwhile evidence that any exists. So, because anything that we once thought might have been attributable to some form of a deity, we now know wasn't the case. So, and I think that's just going to keep happening. All these unanswered questions will eventually be answered, and that's due to a little thing called scientific inquiry.
Yeah, the science. Yeah. But remember, science is a religion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Scientism.
A great little quote that I put here where it says, "Progress is born of doubt and inquiry. The church never doubts and never inquires. To doubt is heresy. To inquire is to admit that you do not know. The church does neither."
Yeah.
Right. So
that's good. I like that.
Yeah. So there you go. But and it's pretty much it's a rigid set of doctrines and stuff like that, and you shouldn't delve outside of that. It's it's too bad, but but millions of people still believe it, right? Billions, as a matter of fact, still believe in some form of it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they're right, right? Because just because the numbers are high it does in no way lend to the authenticity or reality of it. So
yeah, because 50 million people can believe 1 + 1 is 3, but that doesn't make it true.
That's right. Yeah. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, exactly. Or something along. Yeah, definitely.
So of all the belief systems, you landed in some form of a secularistic type Buddhism, which is great, because Buddhism has a lot of interesting tenets and stuff to it. So, what other ones may have were you like that close to possibly wanting to be a part of?
Norse
gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole Thor, Odin,
Loki,
Bragi,
even though
stuff.
Apparently we say all the names wrong, by the way.
Yeah, well, probably.
I found this great channel.
I think Thor is actually pronounced Tor.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of R rolling too, which I could do a little bit because I speak some Hebrew, but other than that.
The other one would have been Greek. Just for me, the Greek pantheon of all of them seemed to be more plausible. But I liked when I was looking into the Norse, it was the fact that they were actually men.
Mm.
They were immortal men, but they were still men at the same time with exceptional powers and abilities. They still had their flaws, whereas if you look at the Abrahamic God, he's supposed to be flawless, and
which is, impossible.
Yeah. All seeing, all knowing, flawless. It was just the only thing I couldn't get past with the Greek and the Norse was the exceptional supernatural stuff. I could get behind like the story of Hercules with the Greeks, in his trials and his labors, which, are actually just parables and basically how you should live your life.
Mm.
And then with the Norse, the giants and stuff. I mean, they kind of it's almost like a contrast of good versus evil type of thing. There was a lot of different things, but it was just there was too much supernatural for me to really grasp into it. I still enjoy the stories.
Sure.
I still listen to them all the time. I still read about them. I've got a big book of mythology that I delve into every so often. I listen to podcasts on them all the time. It was just the only one that really stuck with me was Buddha with his, you shouldn't want, for everything. You shouldn't, you try to be nice with people, basically treat others kindly. They will treat you kindly back, things like that. And that kind of, reverberates what I'm trying to do with my channel now is that, I felt that I knew we were going to get into this later, but it kind of ties in together. When I started my channel, that was my purpose, was to go out and show that, look, these conspiracies, there's so much wrong with them. Here's the actual truth. And this is what it was. Well, it turned into an attack on channels. I wasn't looking at, what they were saying. I was looking at how they were saying it. And then it just, coming into the new year, I kind of pulled back a little ways and I was like, look, this doesn't fit with who I am. I don't attack. And somehow I managed to attack a lot. And so I've reared it back into, look, let's just look at, like, anybody, I know a couple of people in the chat have seen my stuff. My new Facepalm Factor series that I do on Saturday nights at this time, by the way. So I'm not doing my show to be here with you. But
that's cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah. But I've gone more at like, let's look at like last week we did video proof of angels. Are these actual proofs of angels? Well, absolutely no, because this one is, you definitely tell that one's CGI, that one's a bird, that one's a moth in the light. So instead of going after, Taoism is actually the one that I follow more is Taoism.
There you
go. It's the Taoism. Yeah, it's the Taoism form of Buddhism. I've got what's called the Buddhist Bible, and it's got the Sanskrit. It's got
cool.
Taoism, Zen, Buddhism into it, and I have always gravitated more towards the Taoism part of Buddhism. So, but that also comes back to my
much more naturalistic too.
Yeah, and it also goes back to my thanks, Oprah. It goes back to my love for Hong Kong movies.
Yeah.
With the old
the dubbed over stuff.
Yeah, the Japanese, kung fu movies on Saturday mornings, that they used to play. A lot of them were Taoist Buddhists, so that I guess it's kind of stuck with me. And Raven may correct me on it. I think it was 7 or 8 years ago when I decided that's what I actually shaved my head, shaved my face.
Really?
Yeah, I was completely bald. That was a part of my rebirth.
Okay, sure.
So I've cut my beard a couple times, and I've only cut my hair once since then. But for me, it's a natural progression of the body. Obviously, my nails, I got to keep them short because that's just. I used to keep one long just because with the stuff I was doing, the work I was doing, but I had to.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I like the long nails because it's good to picking up coins off the table.
Yeah. But now I can't. It drives me nuts because I worked at Walmart in the automotive for 3.5 years, and having long nails, they kept breaking off. So I had to trim them down, and now I can't stand to keep them long anymore. So,
I used to actually have longer nails back when I was in the whole vampire craze thing back in the day, right? I'd have long and painted black, and I'd wear fangs and shit like that. It was awesome.
Yeah, Raven said 8.
8 because Bella was one.
Because our granddaughter was a year old. That's right.
You're a grandpa.
7 times.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
You're fertile family, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so let's get into a little bit because we know you weren't really religious, but you've delved, and that's kind of what I wanted to touch on for sure. Is all the stuff that you kind of delved on, and I find it interesting that you ended up in the Taoist part of Buddhism, but you were also appealed to the Norse gods because they're really quite different.
Yeah.
Very different kind of belief systems. And by the way, thanks IQ. I completely forgot to add your Patreon to the links below, which I'll do after the fact and throw it in there as well. You guys can help support Jay on Patreon, by the way.
And Teespring.
And me too.
Yeah, and Neil, get Neil.
yeah, it's backwards.
He's this way.
right over there.
Yeah, over there.
But I'm curious to know what brought on the name of End the Conspiracy and why you decided to start attacking these kinds of beliefs.
It goes back to my very first video I did, and it was the 16th is my 1 year anniversary. 16th of this month on YouTube. Super Bowl last year, just after the Super Bowl, I stumbled upon a channel called Hacking the Headlines, and she did a video on all the Illuminati symbolism in the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm like, no, you're pulling a conspiracy into something that's not there. And then it's like, wait a minute. Conspiracy. Okay, we'll go with End the Conspiracy. And so I did my first video on her explaining, like, no, just because there's a V on the stage because it's Maroon 5 doing the video, that's not a pyramid, that's a 5. And she was going off about Masonic stuff. I'm like, no, actually the V in Masons actually stands for a nail. So it was like it went from there, and then I started looking into other things.
It's 2 nails, isn't it? It's 2 because you can see the heads on them.
Yeah, but it's actually 2 nails. But yeah, the V stands for a nail. But yeah, it doesn't stand for a pyramids or anything like that.
Yeah, I know. Anything that's triangular is instantly Illuminati.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Illuminati fire. That's automatically Satan and the devil and.
Yeah,
and it went in from there, and I couldn't, because at the time I was watching a lot of. It was back when non-sec was getting really big. I was watching watched a lot of their stuff. Aaron Ra, the Atheist Experience. I was watching a lot of that stuff, and then I'm like, look, it's not just conspiracies. I can pull this over into religious stuff too, and show where there's religious issues are taken, and that's how my symbols series started. If anybody, I know a couple people in the chat have seen my symbols.
Yep.
that's where I started with the Eye of Providence, then went to the Christian cross. I have the pyramids, and now I just got done with the swastika. That's where okay, look, just because certain religions or certain conspiracies, use these symbols doesn't mean that's what they actually are. Here's the actual truth. Here's the history of the symbol. Like the swastika, pick on that one because that's my newest one. Mm-hmm. It's 10,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. Is one of the original, I believe is
life, I think, or something.
Yeah, in Buddhism it's the wheel of eternity. But they found in the Balkans, they found a swastika on a statue dating 10,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it also stands for good fortune. The Boy Scouts used it. The Girl Scouts had a magazine called the Swastika. This was all before the Nazis hijacked it and turned it into a symbol of hate.
They also turned it backwards, did they not? They used it backwards.
Well, no. Well, you have a left hand and you have a right hand swastika. And depending on which one you're using, depends on what it stands for, especially in Hinduism. But what the Nazis did is they took it like this and kicked it sideways.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
And
made it like diamond shape rather than...
they made it a diamond, put it on the white circle and behind a red background. And that's what changed everything. At that moment when the Nazis decided to use it, that's when the swastika got hijacked. Because if you look, I actually just watched a video when I was researching for the swastika in Japan. Most, except for the older people, don't even know what the swastika is. They see it. It's called a manji, and it's what they use in like they got a different apps over there than we do. But some of their apps is just like a manji is like a hi or hello, or it's a greeting. They use it for that. And to them, because the video was talking to the younger generation, they had no clue that, they had heard of Hitler, but they didn't know about the swastika and what it means. So they different cultures use it for different things. And we need to bring such an ancient symbol of good fortune and things like that back to what it actually was and away from the hate that the Nazis turned into it. Sure. So that's the reason. I mean, the swastika was going to be the first video I did for symbols. Sure. I'm like, I can't do that one first. I've got to get a couple in before I bring such a big symbol.
Yeah, because there's a lot attached to that.
Yeah. So that's why I did the Eye of Providence and the pyramids and the cross, which I wasn't aware of until I actually started researching. The cross wasn't even part of Christianity until 200 years after Christ died.
Right. Yeah.
I was not aware of that. I was like, oh, there's something I didn't know.
It's like I said before. Could you imagine if he was electrocuted in an electric chair? People be wearing electric chairs around there. That would be clunky.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how my channel's progressed. And I was doing my Saturday things where we were bringing on looking at stupid videos, and I just like, I've got to get away because we're more towards attacking people, and that's not who I am. I don't want to attack the people. We need to look at the ideas itself. Yeah. So when I changed it from End the Conspiracy to EtC, there was two reasons. One, YouTube algorithm, because they're cut back on the whole conspiracy thing. So if I left it at End the Conspiracy, which if you type End the Conspiracy, it still pops up. Yeah. Goku.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that.
Yeah, this is my Saturday stream shirt. I wear this every Saturday on my streams.
Wait! I got to put that back up because I accidentally tapped that one when I was trying to pull that out. What if he was impaled through his anus? I love Dallas. He's awesome.
So, what was I? Oh, so if you type in End the Conspiracy, I still pop up. But if you type in EtC, there's like 5 million of them. So that's why I didn't change the URL. But the actual channel name itself is now EtC. I don't have an issue with people still calling it End Conspiracy because I was End the Conspiracy for a year. Mm-hmm. But the other one was because with End the Conspiracy, I was doing what I didn't want to do. I started out right, and then I went wrong. And then I was trying to, because like I said, when I started out, I was started out to end conspiracies, to show the truth on them, and then I turned into attack this channel, attack these videos, attack these people. And I was becoming known for that, and I didn't want to be known for that. I want to go out there and show the truth. So
you could just make a video stating exactly that you're not attacking people, you're attacking ideas.
Well, I wanted to, like I said, it was a two-part. It was that, and then the rebranding for the name. So that's why it went to EtC. That's why I have a new intro. That's why I've started throwing other things like I still make fun of things because I do have my weird news where pull up stuff like Bat Boy,
yeah.
Taylor Swift at the Bat Boy at the Taylor Swift concert, So I'm still picking on weird stuff, but the bulk of my channel will be more towards the stuff like symbols. Reaction videos, not reacting to the person, but what they're saying. I still have my hugely popular, I don't know if you've seen them, but my Dwarven Hammer stuff.
Yes, of course I've seen them.
Dwarven Hammer and Tony Hammer. Yep. I'm almost done with my next Tony one, which anybody watches my stuff know what's coming. Tony's going to be singing Pirelli's Miracle Elixir from Sweeney Todd. That was a Patreon voted song. It was either going to be that or I Believe from the Book of Mormon. So
that should be fun.
So that should be interesting. I'm actually getting my son and his girlfriend involved on that. They're going to be playing the parts of Sweeney and Mrs. Lovitz.
Nice.
So yeah. So
like voice work or actual?
Yeah, they're actually going to sing the parts from the song.
Oh, nice.
So, because towards the end of the song, that they jump in with the different things. They're like, it smells like piss. What is this, piss? So they're going to jump in and do those parts of it. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to look out for that one for sure. So I very much I love doing voice work myself, and I've been involved in a few projects for doing that. And I'd love to do more. So anyone listening that needs a voice actor, I'm up for grabs, and I can do many voices. So. There you go. Anyway.
You definitely got the voice for it.
Well, I imitations and stuff. I've been doing them since I was a little kid. I always try and imitate the Muppets or cartoon characters, right? Like shit like that. So I can do all kinds of stuff, right? Anyway, yeah. But I still watch cartoons. I'm 50.
Oh, I watch cartoons all the time.
I think I take after my dad because he's the one that introduced me to like Looney Tunes, right? When I was a little kid.
Oh, I love the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, he was an adult and watching them in college. They'd all get together and drink beer and watch the Roadrunner Hour or whatever the fuck, right? So
well, yeah, but those cartoons weren't made for kids.
Oh yeah. Well, no, actually, you're right. They weren't. Back in those times, they were more adult.
They were more
oriented jokes.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny because I remember watching them as a kid and not getting half the shit that they would say. And then as I got older, I go, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Political jabs or whatever, right? Like there are all kinds of stuff in there. And that tradition, I think, even still continues today because a lot of parents watch animation stuff with their kids, right? And there's jokes that are directed there for the adult sense of humor as well.
Yeah.
And when the parents start laughing and the kids are like, that wasn't funny. But then they get it later on. Right?
Yeah. They're like, you'll get it later.
Yeah. What? Oh, hang on. Oh, I got some accolades here. I got to show that on. God's voice. Oh yeah, I did a little snippet thingy for his intro for, I think it was one of your tunes, right, Zach, or the beginning of an album or something like that. Because Zach makes music too, like I do. So he used my voice for I got to play God. Like I was asking where they were hiding in the garden because God's omniscient.
Yeah, but he can't find them.
But he couldn't find them. Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I like doing that kind of thing, right? And I've done a couple for Zod, Prophet Zod, and stuff like that, which was a lot of fun.
I have to admit, I haven't watched hardly anything from Prophet Zod.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I've got. See, right now, a lot of people are going to laugh. I'm subscribed to 168 people. Some people
subscribed to 168.
Yeah, 168. I know there's a lot of people. I think Purple's like 500 something people. So. For me, trying to catch up and watch everybody's videos
it's tough.
It's tough to catch.
You kind of got to pick and choose the ones that grab your interest, I think. So
yeah.
What are you at right now in subscribers? I haven't even checked.
Last I looked, I was at 565.
Not bad, man. That's not bad.
No. For like 3 weeks, I was hovering between 572 and 570. It would go 576 and then drop back to 572 and then back to 576 and then back to 572
Well,
for like 3 weeks.
I hate to break it to you, but you're at 586 subscribers.
Yeah, I just seen that. So
there you go.
Cool.
He's climbing.
Yep, in there. I'm hoping to.
He's got good stuff, guys. So if you're not sub to him, go and sub to him because he puts out a lot of really cool and interesting shit. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I've got 15 days. I'm hoping to hit 600 by the 16th. So
1,600 by the 16th?
No, 600 by the 16th.
Oh,
1,600 would be awesome, but I'm just trying to hit. I'm just trying to hit 600 by the 16th.
Okay,
so
all right. So
14 more subs.
585. I'm at 472. Geez, Zach, you haven't even hit 500 yet. That's Bible Belt Atheist, by the way, is who Zach is.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. So, well, dude, man, yeah, we got to get you up there because I think you're, in my opinion, based on what I've seen from you, and I've seen probably at least a dozen to 16 of your videos. You're definitely deserving of more of what you have. But, YouTube's a tough road. It's tough to build that. But when we do stuff like this and we have people on our shows or whatever, and we're able to expose them to a larger audience, not that, I mean, right now there's like 23 or whatever people watching. That's not huge, but that could equal 5 or 6 more subscribers. And when they start to see your stuff, they'll tell somebody else, and so on and so on. Duke's razor. The answer can be titties. It's titties.
I'm hoping, Quandary. Let's hope to get to 600 by the 16th. That's if I hit that. Raven wants me to hit 666, but I'm like, that's pushing it.
That's a great number. I remember when I hit it, and I was like, "Oh, do I want more?" But of course I want. Oh, Duke, $2 with titties. I love that man. He's awesome. Anyway, actually, Duke is one of the first people that I met engaging with all the YouTube-ish atheists on Twitter and whatnot. And we became pretty fast friends, similar likes in music, similar tastes and stuff like that. So, and it was through Don, who's also known as another freaking atheist. When I jumped into one of his streams, Duke was in there. And it was like an instant friendship. And I love it when shit like that happens too. And I kind of felt the same way when you first started jumping into my stuff too, Jay. So I can honestly tell you that right away, it's like, this guy's awesome, right? So,
yeah, like I said, unfortunately, our streams collide at the same time. So a lot of your stuff I don't get to see till after the fact.
That's okay.
The one time I did manage the after parties is I think my show got done early and I had nothing going on. I'm like, hey, let's jump over, see what Neil's got going on. Oh, he's got an open spot. Maybe I shoot in.
Yeah, for sure. So you've been in a couple now, I think, right?
I've just been in one.
Just the one?
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably because
I've been in the chat. I've been in the chat.
I've seen you there multiple times.
Yeah. So Mikey was on. Mikey was there.
Oh, Mikey Famine?
Yeah. Who else? I'm trying to remember who else was there. I don't know. There was.
It cracks me up.
Oh, I love Doorknob.
He's awesome.
Doorknob is great if your chat's going stale, because he'll throw something in and usually get somebody going on something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, sometimes he just blurts out the most bizarre shit too, and I just crack up.
Yeah, that's some of the stuff you're just going, where did you come up with that? Dallas. Yep. Yeah, mine's getting there. If I hadn't cut it, it'd probably be at least as long as yours now. But I cut it really short about almost 4 years ago.
Last time my hair was short, like literally, like maybe that much, and styled or whatever. Excuse me, was 2013. So it's been growing since then. Of course, it'll grow until it hits that stage where it starts getting split ends. Then it grows into the split ends.
Yeah, Raven keeps yelling at me. She's like, I need to trim your hair. I'm like, leave my hair alone.
Well, as long as it's no more than like an inch or two just to clean it up, I'm fine with that. But
now, see, that's my problem. My beard, you would come down to like right here, but it was just like some straggly, so I trimmed it down, and now it's kind of like stuck here. It doesn't want to get any longer.
wait, hold on here. What's this? What's that about? Who the hell's Jordan? Yeah, though I've never seen it. Must be the reason. Dude, this is like it's kind of crazy because you know, we talked a little bit about the belief systems you were looking into and stuff like that. And now we've covered your channel. So this is, I think, is there anything else you want to bring up, like to talk about? Because those are basically the two big things that I wanted to cover in this conversation. And it's we've only been going for a little over half an hour.
Yeah, like I said, mine's not it's not so much of a deconversion, it's more of a finding myself kind of thing. So it's like, you sure you still want to do this? You're like, yeah, absolutely, let's do that. I'm like, okay.
Well, I think that's just as interesting as somebody that has left, right? When you talk about trying to discover a belief system for yourself, that is important, I think, right? So, because it can stress to people that, you know what, this guy looked into all kinds of different belief systems and none of them were overly convincing. So that could prompt people to start, well, shit, maybe I should think about what I believe.
Yeah.
Right. And that could stimulate that kind of thought process. And it's just like that quote I had earlier was where people are told not to question. And as soon as you're told in a belief system not to question.
Then you really should start questioning. It's like, I mean, come on. The flying spaghetti monster is just as plausible as the Abrahamic gods.
Exactly. And I bought a colander just for that. So I can wear it on my head, right?
Yeah. Well, here I've got one of those calendars that, you know, tell different things. And this weekend is everyone was thinking it. I just said it.
That's a big thing today because everyone's always kind of scared that they're going to trample over some PC line or something, right? And I always encourage people, you know, we are all about free speech. Just say what's on your mind. Some people are going to get pissed off no matter what you say. There's offense will be taken at some point, no matter what you say.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. It's like, don't tell me what kind of day to have. Woo, buddy.
Yeah. One of my favorite things. I don't remember which comedian it was. I think it was. I don't remember. Bring lasagna beast. He said, "You're offended. So what? So you're offended."
Oh, that's Stephen Fry.
Yeah, Fry. Yeah, that's right. He's like, so what? You're offended
by that. So
who cares?
Yeah,
you know. I mean, to a point. I mean, there are some points you can't go. You should never lines you should never cross. But for a lot of things,
intentionally try to offend them.
But if you offend somebody and it's not really anything, it's like me and you with our long hair will offend people.
Sure. Yeah.
Who cares? It's not hurting you at all.
And then there's Hamish here. Down to his ass. You could wipe with it. His hair was brown, so it was easily hidden.
There you
go. He wore earrings and a beard like De Niro on the Mission. That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, just because you're offended doesn't mean it offends everybody else.
That's right. Well, you know, offense is usually taken and not always given. It's usually taken.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we cut out of here early, man, and jump into an after party and we can have these kinds of conversations with some more people?
Cool. Works for me. I'm going to hit the head real quick, but then.
I'll take a quick smoke break and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, it works for me. Yeah. Sorry, it wasn't a long one, but there's really not.
It's quality, not quantity.
Yeah, quality, not quantity.
And I felt that this discussion had to happen regardless of the fact that you were never really a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim or whatever. but you told us about experimenting and looking into belief systems. And I think in my head, that's just as important. So, because it could help people.
I was just about to bring that up, IQ. The only other thing I wanted to say for this show, and then we can probably talk about it more in the next one, is I did post a short little video. I am started to become process of becoming a kidney donor.
Dude, my mom needs a kidney. I'm not joking. I posted a public announcement about it the other day.
I didn't see that, but yeah, I'm in the process of I've done the pre-screening and I've done the medical history. They're going to send me the stuff to start doing the test. So
that's fantastic.
IQ has dropped a link in the chat. It's donatecarenet.org. That's where I went to start the pre-screening process and stuff. And from there, you can jump around, and I will be doing some videos in the future on why it's important to donate kidneys, things like that. The stigmas and the benefits of the kidney donors. I actually found out researching before I started that people who donate kidneys tend to have a tendency to live longer.
There's actual statistics for that. Yes.
Yeah. It's just because you can't take as many toxins into your body like you do when you have two.
Your diet changes.
Yeah. Your diet changes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, definitely. I tried to do it to save a friend of mine, and I passed all the tests right up into the last one where they go in through the little pee-pee hole there, and they go right in there and they check them both out. And I had a minor issue in each one. So they thought if one was removed, I could have problems with the other one. So, I appealed. I said, listen, when I look at the two lives, I look at my life and I look at the life of my friend that I was trying to save. He's a police officer. He's got 4 kids, a wife. His mother lives with him. He's stepped in to save people's lives multiple times. And I'm just some schlub, right? And so I'd much rather have this guy still around than me, even though there are people that might argue against that, of course. But I tried to appeal to the surgeons board to have that happen. And they ultimately said, no, we're not going to do it because we're not going to have you on the table there and then need you to be, or you'll end up having to be back on the table. Yeah. In a year or two. Like, fuck that. We're not doing it. We're not going to do that. So
yeah, even if I don't, even if I can't donate it, I still think it's a huge thing that needs to happen. So it's one of the things I will be tackling, and I'm going to keep everybody updated as I go further down the processes. So, so that will be on my channel, but not part of the conspiracy part of the channel. Sure. So, I think it's a great cause and it's a worthy cause. And
I'm with you 100%. And I would have been,
it needs to be done.
Would have been a donor myself until they told me I couldn't.
Yeah. Just like you with you're giving blood, I hugely support you on that 100%.
Yeah.
Everybody at some point is going to need it.
Yep.
So,
and one of the coolest things that they do now is every time your blood has left the building to go to another location because hospitals will order up a certain amount of blood to be shipped to be used in operations that day. Then they tell you that your blood just shipped out to go be used to help somebody wake up another day. And I love that. I love getting those texts.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, look at that. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Dallas. Dallas good people. So's Angie.
Absolutely. I try to attach myself to good people, and most of these people, all these people that are here are good people. So
the first time Angie come on my show, I swore I made her pee herself watching the videos we were doing. She laughing so much.
She's awesome.
It was great. I love having Angie on.
Yeah, Angie, I would recommend if you jump into our streams and stuff like that you invest in some Depends or something, just in case, leak-proof adult diapers or whatever the fuck they are. I have to wear them sometimes if I know I'm going to be in a fight.
Doorknob head. Doorknob head. Okay, new rule: to get your atheist, freethinker, agnostic EtC card, you need to try and donate a kidney. No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah. Well, I'll send you my mom's public plea thing, and if you do pass, it's one person anyways that could use one.
Yeah.
Right. And my mom just, oh, you know what? Tomorrow I have a, in the Jewish faith, it's called sitting Shiva, and it's like a wake. My mom's boyfriend passed away earlier.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, so sorry to hear. I can talk. I swear I can.
Yeah, it's hard. He was a good person. He's a really, really nice man. And at some point, I mean, if they had decided they were going to tie the knot, which there had been mumbles about, I would have been proud to call him a stepdad. So,
well, that's good. That's cool.
He was good people. He did a lot of philanthropist. He's quite well to do, and he actually paid for an entire section of the Ronald McDonald House here.
Oh, nice.
It's called the Magic Room, and there's all kinds of holograms and cool ass shit in there. I went and saw it, and I have a couple of videos sitting on my phone that I was going to release at some point, but it just seemed a little late at this point. But yeah, he was good people. His name was Byron.
It's never too late.
Yeah, he was good. Maybe I will a little.
Yeah, especially with what he did with the it just because he's not here doesn't mean that people shouldn't know about what he did.
Oh, he helped. He would donate to like the Variety Club, which is another charity that I'm also behind. They help disabled kids and stuff like that. And it's all about the kids. Like I donate when I do my lifeblood stuff. The companies that receive any over and above the necessities that I need to pay people with is Ronald McDonald House, BC Children's Hospital, and the Variety Club. Because the kids are our future, and I believe supporting those kinds of groups are ensuring that we're going to have these kids, and they will have a future to make ours better, right? So, yeah. Well, Jay, dude, man, regardless of the fact that you didn't really deconvert from anything, I still think we had a pretty damn good conversation. And I think we'll jump to an after party a little early. So we'll do that now. So thank you, my friend, for jumping in here with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Anytime.
And that T-shirt is fucking badass.
I love this. I love my hoodie?
Oh, is it a hoodie? Oh, awesome. Yeah. Awesome. All right.
It's just one of the few things we've got from Wish that was actually worth it.
Yeah, I know. Wish is kind of hit and miss. So, drink carefully, like me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You need to have a Yeti. When I read the thing on this, it says it'll keep your beer cold for 4 hours. So right away, I'm like, who the fuck takes 4 hours to drink a beer? Fucking rookies. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of did that just now, but I could probably put something together and talk about him. But I'm going to wait until after the Shiva tomorrow because I got to go there. I mean, of course I'm going to do it because he was my mom's boyfriend. But I'll just leave right from there and then go back to the Super Bowl party that I'm supposed to be at too. But anyway. I like Super Bowl parties, fucking ribs and chips.
There's a lot of good food. And a lot of time. Well, see, I used to watch the Super Bowl just for the commercials.
Yeah.
But now you get the commercials online on YouTube before they even come down.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Apparently Trump had one too for this one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah. And PETA apparently tried to have a commercial. And then they got turned down. The NFL's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
PETA kills animals, people. Don't fall for PETA's bullshit. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I know it's a little shorter than usual, but I hope you guys enjoyed the chat anyways. Yeah, as Jay said there in the chat, come for the after party because it should be a lot of fun. And we'll get into that soon, and I can probably go for a couple hours. And then my buddy Mikey, who I hang out with quite often, his nephew's in town, and they're down there having a little bit of fun. So I'll probably drop in there afterwards. But anyways, thanks, everyone. And thanks again, Jay, for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
And like I always say at the end of these things, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.